and just make a video about how I kind of conduct my day and structure my day when I need that structure the most. So on days when I'm feeling just kind of less than.
So on days when I wake up feeling depressed or even just generally a little low or groggy, I like to do a 10 or 15-minute meditation with Headspace. And I'm currently working my way through the Productivity Pack, which is a series of meditations that focus on reframing productivity. So I'm going to continue with that today, and it's a really nice way to start the day on a positive note. And it looks like Louie has decided to join me in meditation this morning. I love putting an audiobook or podcast on while I'm making breakfast and tidying up around the house. It gets me out of my own thoughts a bit and helps me focus on learning new content. Also, check out this sick new 2020 planner I got. Your girl loves a good planner. And I also find that it really helps calm some of my anxiety when I physically write down my plans and to-dos. I love making lists and crossing items off as I complete them because it gives me that satisfaction that things are being done.
Hello. Wow, I look so tired. Okay, so yeah, today's vlog is really supposed to be about waking up on the wrong side of the bed, which is kind of a euphemism for depression. I think I didn't want to I wanted to kind of leave it like open-ended in that way of just people who either experience depression and depressive swings and can have a hard time getting up in the morning and getting throughout their day and going about their day. But then I also wanted to leave it open to the people who wouldn't necessarily classify themselves as having depression or experiencing depressive swings, but maybe they just have mornings like most people do where it's hard to get out of bed and it's hard to be productive. Maybe they are just in a bad mood, or what have you. So I wanted to leave it open to both types of people, and really all types of people, I guess, and just make a video about how I kind of conduct my day and structure my day when I need that structure the most. So on days when I'm feeling just kind of less than and everything just feels harder than it should, this video is kind of for, there we go. Sorry, I had you guys way closer to my face than you needed to be. I need more coffee. Anyways, I want to show you how I structure my day, especially on days when I'm feeling less than and I'm feeling kind of shitty and everything just feels like I have to drag my feet to do it. So I'm headed to the gym now. Always a good idea to get some physical exercise in, even when it's the last thing that you want to do, which for me, actually, even when I'm feeling like at my lowest point, for whatever reason, exercise has never been the hardest thing for me to do. I tend to still be able to like get up and get going and get to the gym or go take a class, even if I cry during that class, which has happened before. I've cried during many yoga classes, just like silently into my mat during child's pose or pigeon or something. Is that normal? I think other people do that, but I don't know. So let me know if you've also cried during yoga class. Anyways, even if it's not the prettiest thing, I usually am able to manage to just stay consistent in getting some kind of physical exercise. And I have to say that includes just going for a walk around the block. Sometimes that's way better than going to the gym or going to take a class. Just like taking Louie and going for a walk through the neighborhood, getting outside, getting fresh air, getting a little sunlight, a little vitamin D. That just seems to lighten everything up a bit, and it just like changes the overall mood and the overall vibe when you get out and just go for a walk. So move your body is a moral of the story. I know it's not the first time you're hearing it, but definitely a critical piece of the structured day definitely a critical piece of your day when you need it the most. So I'm going to leave that there and go get some blood pumping and see if that helps wake me up a little bit more, because I really don't like having more than 1 cup of coffee per day, because then it just makes me feel kind of jittery and anxious and sweaty and clammy and weird. So exercise. Here we go. Okay, so there are a few things that I like to do within the day. These activities really help to break up my day, to structure my day, and to kind of keep my brain in a state of expansion. So one of the things that I like to do is use the app Duolingo, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this app already. They have pretty much every language you could possibly want to learn on here, even some of the endangered languages. And so I like to go on here and kind of brush up on my Spanish. I'm taking French right now, and it's just a really fun, user-friendly app to use. And normally I would not advise that you spend more time on your phone when you're already feeling a little blue. But I think this is an exception to that because it is very interactive, it's very engaging, it is very rewarding, and it's just a really well-designed app and really well thought out. So I enjoy it. I do it pretty much every day. I think right now my run streak is like 22 days in a row, so that's pretty good. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So Duolingo, check it out, and again, I'll link that in the description box down below. Okay, so I'm sure you could see this one coming, but I just sat down and did my makeup. I am going out tonight, so I did my makeup to go out, but I think it's just a nice ritual when you're feeling a little down and you're just kind of having one of those melancholy days. It really is how you look and how you feel can really be joined at the hip. And so that's why I find it so important that, especially on days when I'm just feeling a little down, that I get up, that I put on a workout outfit that I really like and feel comfortable in, that I get out and go to the gym, that I take a shower and brush my hair and get dressed, put an outfit on, sit down and have that self-care ritual of putting makeup on, and or even if you don't really wear makeup, do a face mask, do a chemical peel, really anything that is nurturing to yourself and gives you a little bit of that time, quiet time to just sit down and focus on something and put on some music in the background or a podcast or an audiobook. That's what I really like to do when I'm not filming getting ready with me, is I love putting on a podcast or an audiobook while I just sit down and do my makeup. It's super relaxing and it just feels like my brain has something to kind of listen to and focus on, but then I also have the like aesthetically pleasing and calming practice of doing something nice for myself. So yeah, that's another tip for a day when you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Okay, I think that's about it for today. I'm gonna go ahead and just put my camera away and enjoy the rest of my night. But I hope that these kind of tips for getting through a day where you are feeling down has been helpful, and I hope that you found these tips helpful and applicable. I know this isn't really an everyday routine, because on everyday routine most people are kind of getting up and going to work in some capacity, and don't have the leisure of kind of like kicking it around the house or going to the gym in the middle of the day or taking the dog for a walk in the middle of the day. But there are other ways to kind of mitigate around a 9-to-5 job, and I'm happy to film something on that as well, because I certainly have plenty of experience living that life. So but yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I will link all of the products that I mentioned and just tools, platforms, things like that in the description box below. And yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.